G'day guys, Harvey back from jumpstronger.com, and today we're going to be looking at the best single leg tib bars on the market. There's currently 3 tib bars that are what I would call a unilateral tib bar, allow you to train a single leg at a time. The benefit of these things is that they allow you to train not only your tibialis anterior but also all the other muscles of your lower leg, such as the peroneals and tib posterior and FHL and basically all the muscles in and around the ankles and shins, not just the tibialis anterior. These are also great for anyone doing rehab over a certain injury or surgery. If you've had knee surgery, or even if you've just got like shin splints or something on one leg, strengthening the tib unilaterally is going to be pretty useful. And they're also good for correcting any muscle imbalances. So if you use a regular bilateral tib bar, you are going to be favoring one side almost always, and using a regular tib bar only really exacerbates this. Whereas using a single leg tib bar, you are actually able to iron out those muscle imbalances and restore balance to your lower body. So kicking things off with what I believe is the best single leg tib bar on the market, the best and most versatile as well as most affordable, we have the Triflexa from Freak Athlete Essentials. Okay, so this is the Triflexa with the side pins taken out. So I'm just using it in single leg tib bar mode here. Essentially how it works, you got a heel strap here, you slide your foot under, and then you secure the heel strap to your heel. Got the stainless steel weight sleeve, loading sleeve here, and you've got this fairly lightweight strap here. It's very, very simple. You do have the pivot plate here on the back, which allows you to do sort of heel supported tib raises, okay, which kind of takes a lot of the stabilizer muscles out of the movement. Which is actually a nice sort of bonus if you wanted a different kind of stimulus. It also comes with an eccentric strap, which is essentially just a piece of string or rope, a bit of a strap you just stick through here. I've not got it with me right now, but you put it through here, and it allows you to sort of carry your sort of toes during the concentric portion of the rep, which can be useful if you're doing really, really heavy tib curls, tib raises. To be able to assist yourself when you're doing those heel supported tib raises. No other tib bar on the market has this feature or the heel pivot plate, so there's something proprietary about this one, which is really cool. The other cool thing about this one here is the heel strap here. So when we compare it to the SoloTip bar and the IsoTip, no other tib bar has any way of securing your heel into the device, and this is the only one with that, and it actually makes it feel a whole lot nicer in terms of comfort compared to the other tib bars, I believe. So you've got your foot comes in here. This foot plate, usually there's going to be a little bit of give with your heel here in the back, with like the SoloTip bar, which we'll get onto shortly. But with the heel strap, everything feels so much more locked down and really secure, and it just makes your reps feel so much nicer and so much stronger. Obviously the Triflexa isn't just a single leg tib bar. You can attach 2 extra pins that come with the device on the sides here and here. Okay, I'll put a picture up of what it looks like with the side pins in. And of course with that device you can do all sorts of other movements. It basically turns this thing into a monkey feet, where you can do hip flex and knee raises, you can do leg curls, you can even do seated leg extensions. Basically the possibilities are endless with this. Personally, I like to just use it as a single leg tib bar. And I also do some hip flexor raises with it occasionally some leg curls, but there is tons and tons you can do with this thing. That's why I've got it ranked as my most versatile tib bar, single leg tib bar. On top of all that, it is the most affordable single leg tib bar on the market as well. These things currently go for about $100. Up until the end of 2022, I have a 20% discount code, so you can get 20% off that. So After start of 2023, that'll be a 10% discount code. The information about the discount codes will be in the description, but essentially right now you can pick this up for 80 bucks, and it just blows everything out of the water in terms of pricing. I think price-wise, it is definitely clearly the cheapest and most affordable tib bar on the market. In terms of ease of use, it is second in place. This is quite easy to use. It's relatively quick to change in between sets. So you stick your foot in, strap this up. It doesn't take too long. It's very easy to release and get your foot out and swap over. It's not quite as easy as the SoloTip bar here, which we'll get onto shortly, which has the ratchet strap and the quick release lever. That is really, really awesome and really, really easy to use. But all things considered, ease of use, definitely a positive with this. The fact that it's got the heel pivot plate, which none of the other ones have, is really cool as well. And the fact that you can just do so much more with this, it's not just a single leg tib bar. This to me makes it easily the best single leg tib bar option on the market currently. Again, if you want to get yourself a Triflexa from Freak Athlete Essentials, I'll put all the information in the description and you can get a pretty big discount for the time being. So highly recommend one of these. Moving on to the runner-up, the SoloTip bar from Tibar Guy. This thing is so nice to use. I am an absolute mega fan of the SoloTip bar. Again, very simple. You stick your foot in and you get your ratchet strap here. You just secure it on your foot and you're good to start doing your thing. Okay, when your set's done, you just release this here and your foot comes straight out. Very quick, very simple, very comfortable, feels pretty ergonomic. The one thing about this is though, when your foot's in here, as I mentioned earlier, it's not really, heel slippage isn't really even a big deal so much. It just kind of doesn't feel quite as nice and secure as the Triflexa does with that heel strap. So if they could add some sort of a heel strap onto this, that would make this a little bit better, but I don't see how that would be practical, to be honest. Honestly, this thing works extremely well for the express purpose of doing tib raises or ankle rotations. It's not a Triflexa. You can't do all the other stuff with it. If you did try and do something like leg curls or even hip flexor raises, that is where you'll start to see the heel slippage become an issue. So yeah, if it's basically best going to be used as a single leg tib bar and pretty much nothing else. If you are interested in getting a single foot tib bar and you don't really want to do hip flexor raises or leg curls or anything, you just want one of these, this is probably my recommendation. It is a little bit more expensive than the Triflexa. Okay, it's about 120 bucks. I do have a 10% discount code on this, so you're looking at, what's that, about 110 compared to 115 compared to the 80 bucks of the Triflexa. So a little bit more expensive, not quite as versatile, but in terms of just doing tib raises, like this is the bee's knees in my opinion. The other cool thing about this is that the weight sleeve here, of course, all of these devices have detachable weight sleeves, but this one isn't stainless steel. And I've tested so many tib bars in the recent months that I've actually come to learn that I prefer using just your regular metal powder coated weight sleeve as opposed to the steel tib bars, the steel weight sleeves. Because I've found that the weights, when you put the weights on here and you put your collar on, when you've got the stainless steel weight sleeve, they kind of slide around just a little bit here, and it kind of feels like they're kind of flopping around a little bit. But with these regular powder coated ones, A, they're cheaper to manufacture, and B, they actually stay flush up against the collar, much nicer. So this feels great to use. The weights don't move around at all. Really amazing collar or clip here. Tibar Guy has the best collars in the game. These things are fantastic. So yeah, overall, fantastic product. If you want 10% off, I will put a link in the description. Moving on to the OG, the IsoTip from HDG Performance. This thing was the original tib bar, the original single leg tib bar. You can see how it works. what you do is you kind of stick your foot in here, okay, and you kind of, this part here wedges up against your heel, and this part here up against the top of your foot, and it's just like a regular tib bar. You just kind of do this motion, right? Great product, works, but it's not my favorite anymore, and I don't use this one anymore because of this one issue. So once you put your foot in here, you have to use this adjustable foot clamp here to get the thing secure around your foot. So you can see how much work I'm having to do here, and you can see the distance here is definitely getting narrower as we're doing this. But this takes quite a while in between reps, or rather in between sets, when you're swapping from one foot to the other. You've got your foot in here, you have to do your work, then you finish, you're locked in, right? You have to unscrew, bend down, unscrew this, and it takes like, 8 to 10 seconds I've found just to release it so you can get your foot out. Then you're gonna put your other foot in, and then you gotta wind it all the way back up, and it takes too long. It takes too long. It's not practical to use for that reason. What you can do is stick your foot in, get it sort of so that it's kind of secure on your foot, but loose enough where you can slip your foot out without having to adjust the foot clamp, and it'll actually work. You'll actually be able to get a good tib raise in. The issue is it will kind of flop around from side to side like this on your foot, and it doesn't feel that great. It feels kind of clunky and just not so good. If you don't mind that, and really it doesn't make a difference at all to the actual stimulus that you're getting to your tibs, if you don't mind that, this is actually the quickest and most efficient way to do tib raises, because you can literally just slide your foot in and slide it out and put the other one in. So I definitely don't think that's how it was designed from HDG. The idea is to secure it using this, but it's just too slow. The other thing with this one, stainless steel weight sleeve, I just talked about it. Like it looks pretty, but it actually doesn't work as good as the regular metal ones. I found this for both the single leg tib bars as well as regular tib bars. You're better off just putting a regular sort of steel powder coated thing on here, and that's going to keep the weight plates nice and flush up against the back here. When you've got your clip on, on this one they kind of flop around just a little bit, depending on how rough you're being with the device. So overall, I mean, these guys invented these things. This is the first single leg tib bar, and it does work pretty good. It definitely gets an amazing stimulus. The padding here is super soft and feels great on your feet. You can use it barefoot. I do like it, but for me it's just not practical. It takes too long to adjust the foot clamp, which is why I don't use this one anymore. So there you have it. Those are your 3 best single leg tib bars on the market currently. I am a massive fan of the Triflexa as well as the Solo tib bar. So depending on what you're after, I would recommend either one of those. You can save a bunch of cash on the Triflexa at the moment. It is definitely the most affordable one. So yeah, I'm definitely standing by the Triflexa. Just so many cool features on this thing, so many great use cases for whether you're doing ATG or any sort of knees over toes work, or just want to bulletproof your lower body. There's so many amazing exercises you can do with this thing. So yeah, that is my official recommendation. I believe I'm probably the only person on earth who's tried all 3 of these tib bars at the moment, and I'm pretty confident that that's what's up when it comes to the single foot or single leg tib bars. So that's all for now. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.